So can you remember what it feels like facing a challenge that you didn't see coming? You know, I talk with leaders every single day, and they tell me when they have those things show up, they feel anxiety, they feel stressed, and some of them even start to feel burned out. So what's the solution? Well, today my recommendation is something called Reflect to Reset. Because a lot of times we just really need to hit the reset button. So I want to tell you a brief story about two women in the Bible, Naomi and Ruth, and how their lives and their stories aligned in order to reflect to reset. Well, of course, you know Naomi, she had her husband and her two sons, and they moved to a foreign country. And when they got there, her two sons married two foreign women. Well, in the midst of that, Naomi lost her husband, and she also lost her two sons. So in the span of 2 years, she lost her husband and she lost her two sons, and now she has two daughter-in-laws in a foreign country. So Naomi decides she's going to go back home, and she gives her daughter-in-laws permission to remain in their home country. Where Orpah, one of the daughter-in-laws, decided to stay home. Well, the other daughter-in-law named Ruth decides to stay with her mother-in-law and commit her life to her for the rest of her life. Now, what does that have to do with you and I in terms of reflect to reset? Well, listen, today I'm going to give you 3 action steps that you and I can apply in our life today to help us to work through these challenges that we're going to face. So, strategy number 1, it's important to reflect on the current challenge. Now, sometimes things show up that we don't expect, and we start bringing up everything from the past, and we make it seem like everything is from the past is happening right now. But guess what we really need to do? We need to really truly reflect on the current challenge. You know what Naomi and Ruth did? They didn't worry about, hey, we both lost someone. They said, where are we right now? We're in this place where we really have to make a decision. And how are we going to do that? Right? Naomi gave both of them permission to go home, but Ruth made a commitment to stay with her. So both of them reflected on the current challenge. Number 2, we have to learn how to identify what we can control. You know, sometimes when I get out of control, trying to control things and control people, I recognize that I'm out of control. And you know what? That's what happens to us at times. We begin to focus on the things that we can't control, but we really need to focus on what we can control. So what can we control? Well, we can control our thoughts. We can control how positive we're going to be. We can control how we're going to respond. That's what Ruth and Naomi did. They both focused on, Naomi said, I'm going back home because I know I can control that because I probably have some help there. Ruth said, you know what? I'm going with you because I want to help you. She focused on what she could do. So it's important for us to do that as well. And the last thing that we need to do, number 3, we need to demonstrate a resilience mindset. What does that look like, feel like, sound like? Well, it looks like this: being positive, seeking out support, seeking out resources, keep evolving. That's what resilience looks like. So listen, the next time that you and I face a challenge that we didn't see coming, let's reflect to reset. And how we're going to do that? We're going to reflect on the current challenge. We're going to identify what we can control, and we're going to demonstrate a resilience mindset. So listen, I don't know where you are in your life or in your professional life. When you face those challenges, I encourage you to apply those 3 things to your life. I hope this is helpful. I look forward to seeing you soon.